Well, in Canada's three armed services, the Navy, the Air Force, and the Army, if you talk to them now about the war and about their service in the war, they'll tell you that their service was the best, that their service had the hardest work, and that it was the nicest to belong to. Well, that's fair enough. We all understand why they have that enthusiasm for their own service. But all of them, and all of us, agree that probably the Army had the dirtiest, hardest job to do. And the gentleman that I've got with us today, to introduce to you shortly, was a member of the Army. He was a member of the worst part of the Army for a while. That is that he went overseas, he went across the English Channel, and he went into the heaviest fighting that was going on all up through France and Holland and finally into Germany. So it is a great pleasure today to have with us Mr. Clyde Gouldon. Clyde, nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
And a very big welcome to you, sir. You're a Nova Scotian.
Yes, I'm a Nova Scotian.
Yes, and you were born what part?
I was born in Northeast Harbour, Shelburne County.
Uh-huh. And you had a nice youth?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you grew up. What kind of work did you do? Did you go to school, of course?
Yeah, I went to school, and then when I didn't get very far in school because my mother and father, they separated.
Oh, yeah.
So I was here and there.
Yes.
Boarded here and there.
Yeah.
And so when I was 16, I left home, or left where I was staying, and came up here to the valley.
Ah.
And worked on a farm down here in Spa Springs.
Oh, isn't that nice? Did you like that? You enjoyed that work?
I enjoyed that.
Great place to grow up is on a farm or around the farm, I think.
So after that, I moved up the valley here a little further.
Yeah. And where to, finally?
Right up here around Aylesford.
Aylesford,
up here on the back road.
Yeah.
And picked apples.
Yes.
That fall.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got through picking apples, why, I went up to Colchester County, Truro.
Yes.
And worked in the woods up there in Truro Heights.
Oh, yeah.
For the winter.
Okay. Yeah. As sort of a lumber person.
Lumbering,
yeah.
And when...
now that was different than farming.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like that as well?
Oh, yeah, I liked that.
Oh, that's
was
good.
Something different.
Yeah, yeah.
So, well, you was learning something different.
Oh, of course, yeah. But boy, that's heavy work, lifting those logs and everything then.
No, I was yarding. I had a horse. I was yarding the logs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then I was hooking up the traces one morning, and the horse kicked me here in the mouth and broke 2 teeth off. So that kind of ended the work there. I was getting more springs.
That was your career in the woods.
Yeah, that was my career in the woods. So I come out.
Yeah.
And then I got a job on a farm down in Lower DeBert.
Lower DeBert, okay.
Lower DeBert, down stayed the...
Yeah. Now, DeBert was where they built a big base for the war, didn't it?
Army camp and
airport.
Yeah,
was that there then?
Yes, that was there when they was building that then.
When you were a young fellow. Okay. Now, how old would you be then?
I wouldn't be much over 18 or 19, something like that.
Okay, that's fine. So now you're working in DeBert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and were you married then?
Yes, I was married.
Were you? How old were you when you got married?
Not right then, no. I was married, and I think I was 20 or 21.
21 when you got married, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is just before you got married, and you're working in DeBert. Okay, but you did get married before the war, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll
I
jump
got
to that.
married before the war. I got married in September, and the war broke out that fall.
And no, the late summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay, so now you got married and then war broke out.
Yeah.
And you were called up in the Army, were you?
Yeah, after I got through on the farm, I went out to DeBert to work in the Army camp.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we was out there working.
So you were helping build it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Working for Beard, that he was the boss.
Yeah.
His brother had run a store here in Kentville. I don't know whether you ever remember that, not did you?
Yeah.
Beard? His brother.
Yeah.
He was the boss, working on the water line.
Oh, yeah.
While I was working there, that's when I got the call up.
Okay.
So,
where'd you report?
Trurl.
Trurl.
Went into
Okay,
Trurl.
yeah. And you said, here I am.
Here I am.
Yeah.
And when there, they said you can go home for 2 weeks and report back.
Yeah.
But you had to go to DeBert for your medical.
Oh, okay.
So we
So
went.
now, wait a minute, let me get that clear. They gave you 2 weeks after you agreed to join up.
Yeah.
They gave you 2 weeks leave before you joined. Okay.
Before I had to report for duty.
So what year would this be? 43?
43, yeah.
43, okay, and it was May. 43, all right, so we've got that all placed. Now, so you take your join-up leave, and then you come back to DeBert, and you begin your training?
No, I had to go to Halifax.
Halifax,
They sent you to Halifax.
Yeah.
And then you got your medical and all your needles there.
Oh, yes, and your uniforms and
uniform.
stuff. Yeah.
And then they sent you up to New Glasgow.
Now, this is for basic training.
For basic training.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is where you started your marching.
That's right.
Which never stopped, did it?
No.
Until you left the Army.
And we had an RSM there, RSM Manning.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked kind of Scottish. And
Yeah.
he said, now, boys, he said, my Tommies. He called us all my Tommies.
Tommy.
He said, now, I want you to get that pack off of your back and have it on your chest before you leave here. and he always got, when you was marching now, he said, I want a 30-inch pace. A 30-inch pace. He said, now you have that.
These socks, he knew better than you did, of course.
Oh, yeah.
What your feet and boots were going to go through.
Oh, yeah.
So his advice was very good, as it turned out.
Oh, yeah. He said, remember, before you put your socks on, always rub the inside with this hard soap.
Oh.
And he said, you'll have no blisters.
Wow.
He said, that'll keep you from blisters
Isn't that
and sore feet.
Yeah. That's great. Okay, now, you took your basic training where?
New Glasgow.
And then you came to where?
Aldershot.
Aldershot at Kentville.
Yeah.
Near Kentville.
Near Kentville,
Yeah. Now, of course, there was an Aldershot in England.
Yes.
There was an Aldershot in Ontario, and there's one here. Yeah. Okay. Now, you did what there? Advanced training?
Took your advanced training, and then they put you on this 6-pounder course.
Oh, now hold on.
And
The advanced training would be what?
oh, that's marching.
Still marching.
Marching
Oh, yeah.
and going to the rifle range.
And firing the weapons.
firing weapons.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But then they gave you a designated thing to do.
Yes.
Particularly, that's a 6-pounder unit.
Yeah.
Okay. How many? Now, I know what a 6-ouncer is.
Yeah.
But what is a 6-pounder?
A 6-pounder, it's a gun that you trail behind a Bren gun carrier.
Oh yes. Okay.
And when it usually has 6 people.
As the crew.
The crew.
Yeah.
And when you get ready, like if you're going in action, you have to open up the trail legs like
Right.
this.
Okay.
And then
you set it down.
Set it
Yeah.
down, and then the fellow that you have
An aimer.
and you have fellow that loads it.
Loads it, right? A
Yeah.
loader, an aimer. Yeah.
And the fellow that fires
Fires
it.
it. Oh
You
yeah.
have to get down on your hands and knees.
The fire.
And there's a bar comes across like
Yeah.
that. And then when you get ready to fire, you just squeeze your hand.
Squeeze the bar. Oh,
And that has
never
a
knew that.
recoil of 28 inches.
Holy smokes. So what did you do when you squeezed it?
Well, it's just, you know very well she's going to give you a jolt.
Oh, yeah. So you prepared yourself. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, now they trained you in this. Did
trained
they?
you
Well, I
that
guess
way.
they'd have to, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, when you went over to England,
Yeah.
you had to take this course all over again.
Oh boy. Well, we'll get to that now in a
Yeah.
minute. You were now. The purpose of this company that they're training you to do, what is it for? Is it to
Support for the rifle company
support a rifle company?
that's going putting in attack.
I see.
Your
I
support
see.
for them.
Okay, yeah. So when they get up and attack,
Yeah.
you're firing
Yeah.
to give them kind of cover.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, now you are learning this in Aldershot.
Aldershot.
Where do you go from there?
Aldershot, well, when we was in Aldershot, the last 2 weeks we was there, we had to route march every day to get you toughened up for going overseas.
But my goodness, you've been marching since you started your story.
They don't stop.
They never stop.
So we went to
Yeah.
De Burke, we done that,
Done
and we was
that,
up there
yeah.
2 weeks, and we didn't do a thing.
Oh yeah.
Laid around for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
And
So one night, they called the roll one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, and said, go back to your barracks and get your equipment, you're moving.
oh,
We're going overseas.
that was going overseas.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So
But
that-
they didn't tell you you were going overseas. Just said moving.
You're moving.
Yeah.
And they loaded us on the train, and we got down to Halifax. That was Easter Monday. We got on the
Oh
boat.
my. Of 1943
43. We got on the boat,
or 44?
44.
44.
And we got
Okay.
on the boat.
Mhm.
We was the last ones to get on.
Yeah, yeah. This now unit.
Unit.
Yeah, okay. 6 guys.
Yeah. So,
Now, what regiment are you with now? Are you with a regiment?
no,
or-
you're still
you-
reinforcements.
Oh, I see. So you just have a trained unit.
Yeah.
That's what
You're
you
going
are.
you're going for reinforcement.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you go overseas.
Yeah.
You get on the boat. Do you remember the name of the boat?
Yeah. Isle de France.
Ile de France. Okay, that's great. She was quite a famous boat.
Yeah.
And you sailed over to where?
We sailed over to Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay. And you're out of there. And where do you go?
We go from there to Crookham Crossroads.
Crookham Crossroads.
Yeah.
Where is that?
That's just outside of Aldershot.
Oh, here we go, Aldershot again.
Yeah. Just outside of Aldershot,
Yeah.
a few miles.
Mhm.
Not very far, but.
I see. Okay.
And there, we
I
was,
bet they made you march again.
oh yeah. Not only that, you stayed in tents. You had a
Yeah.
great big bell tent. There was
Oh,
14 stayed in this round tent.
yeah.
And at night, you'd have to gather up all your stuff and march up on a hill and set up there again.
Oh my.
And then the
heavens.
next night, you'd march back down,
And set up there again.
set up there again. That's what we'd done till we left.
Oh,
was there for 2 weeks.
God, that's called comfortable living.
Besides the
Now-
marching.
Now, what rank would you be holding along about now?
Then,
Yeah.
I was just a private then.
A private thing.
Yeah.
And you were about 21 years old?
Something like that,
22?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so this wasn't the happiest of lives, was it?
Well, no, but
Well,
you had to
no,
go
that-
along with it.
And it rained a lot of it.
You couldn't do anything about it.
No, you could not. Okay. Then where did you go now from, you did more training there, I
Yes.
think, at Aldershot. Yeah.
And then when we left there, we went down to Portsmouth.
Portsmouth, okay.
Yeah, that's where we got on the boat in
Yes,
Portsmouth
yes,
for to go
yeah.
across the channel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and you had that was when, a few days after D-Day? Or
Yes,
before D-Day?
yeah, no, that's after D-Day,
Yeah, after
all right,
D-Day,
yeah.
okay. And where did you land?
We landed there in Juneau Beach.
Juneau Beach, that was the Canadian beach, where
Yeah.
the Canadian
I
land.
have the thing here in my pocket.
Do you?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, show it to me. Please, now, remember that there was Sword Beach, the British were on, and there was Omaha Beach,
Yeah,
and then there was Juneau Beach.
Juneau
eh?
Beach.
Now, Omaha was a tremendous loss of life and casualties.
Terrible.
Do you remember the movie? Have you seen this movie, Private Ryan?
Yes.
Now, the opening of that, it was pretty much like you went through, wasn't it?
Yes, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, boy, oh, boy. This is a tea towel, ladies and gentlemen. We get it right way up for you. And this says D-Day, and it says June 6th. And this shows where Juno Beach is. Juno, where is it? Here. Here,
Yeah.
Juno. Omaha's here. Gold
Yeah,
is there. Here, and Utah Beach. And
Gold
all
is-
the beaches where the landings took place were there. Thank you. So, anyway, Clyde, now you're over there 4 days after D-Day?
That's about 6.
6 days. Okay, dear. You could hear the firing very
Oh, yeah.
easily.
Yeah,
And tell us, what was it like, the destruction on the beach?
Terrible.
Like Private Ryan, eh?
Terrible on the beach. There was ships out there knocked out, and there was tanks, and there was carriers,
Yeah.
and there was the wounded. They never stopped. They
No,
just
I
run
know.
right over you
Sure,
if you couldn't get
Yeah,
out of the way,
yeah.
because they had to get a piece of land.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what
yeah.
they was interested in.
In a piece of land.
Piece of
Sure,
land.
Yeah.
To
Well,
get a
now,
foothold.
I landed at Omaha Beach, D plus 32.
Yeah.
I came back to Omaha, and there were still Americans floating in the water dead.
Oh yeah.
So there must have been dead ones around.
Oh yeah,
you know.
lots
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. Terrible, mass destruction. Yeah. Okay, sir. Now, it was certainly grim. Yeah.
Well, when the boat
Okay.
landed,
Yeah.
they just run out this gangplank.
What kind of a boat you go on?
Oh, well, one was landing barge.
Landcraft, yeah.
And they said, all right ashore. You jumped in
Yeah.
the water. I jumped in the water right up around here.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Then you had to march
Yeah,
up, I suppose was a mile or so,
yeah.
into the woods.
Up over the beach, up the banks,
Yeah,
and into the woods.
Into the woods, and then they had a lantern set up in a box there for to call the roll.
Oh, my gosh. So the guy could see the road.
See it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And that night, the Germans come over and bombed us there.
Oh, did
So some of them had quite a few casualties that
these
night.
fellows get killed?
So the next,
What about your unit now? You were all right?
we were all right.
Okay, yeah. And you were sleeping in what? A tent? Or?
No, just sleeping in a tent.
Yeah,
That's all
you-
you had was a tent.
You carried a tent with you?
No, they had tents there.
Did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
this is where reinforcements, when they come in, that's where they stopped first.
Yeah, okay.
And then the next day, they went up to your
Yeah, I
unit.
forget that. You were reinforcements, weren't
Yeah.
you? Yes. So if they were calling for you, then there must have been a lot of casualties up ahead of you.
Oh, yeah, a lot
or
of
they wouldn't be
casualties.
calling for you. Okay. Now, in these tents, where would the food come from? There were supplies trucks with you?
Yeah. Well, there they had a cooker right there. They set
Did
up.
they?
Yeah, they had a cooker
okay.
right there.
Yeah. So as you traveled, the food came with you, or
Well,
in that event, they had it there.
once you got to the outfit,
Yeah.
there was a cooker back a ways, but then they brought your rations up at night.
Okay. Yeah.
Had your rations come up at night when they could
Yeah.
get to you.
Yeah.
And bring
yeah.
your water.
Yeah.
But in the carrier, we
Yeah.
were different than the rifle company.
Yeah.
Because we had a Coleman stove in the carrier,
Oh,
and we could do a little of our own cooking.
cooking. Of course, you'd carry that with you, couldn't you, in the
Yeah.
carrier? Yeah.
Carried that with us.
Wow, yes. What a life. Okay, now, you were on your way, I take it, to finally join the regiment.
Yes.
Now, which regiment was it?
North Shore.
North Shore
New Brunswick.
New Brunswick Regiment.
Regiment, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have that written down here to make sure I get it right. Now, you went right into battle after that.
We got there that day, and the next day we went into battle.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah. Went up.
boy, oh boy. They don't waste time getting you there, do they?
Oh no, took me
No,
right. Went
sure,
into
yeah.
Carpacay.
Yeah, now what was the feeling amongst the fellows? It must have been, gosh, that must have been the most tense of times for you, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, you can have all the training that you want.
I know, yes.
But once you hit the front lines, it's a big difference.
You got to train all over again.
Yeah,
Yes,
you got to train
do.
all
yeah,
over.
Yeah, I bet you.
You don't have to have anybody tell you to hide
Yeah.
when they're shelling.
No, fair. Now, what was your actual job that you were doing?
actual job was on the gun.
On the gun,
Yeah.
okay. Were you the firer?
I was at first, yeah.
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 And
And then
you-
you went to corporal,
Oh, yes?
and then
Oh.
you had looking after the carrier and the ammunition.
Yeah.
And then from there I went to lance sergeant, and then you was in charge of the carrier and the men and the gun.
Okay, now how come that you got promoted that quick?
Well,
Other fellows must have
the
got...
other fellows get wounded or sick and go out,
Oh, my.
go
Oh.
back
So that was pretty swift, wasn't it?
yeah.
There you are.
Well, not quite that quick, you know,
No,
but
oh. Yeah.
as time goes on.
On
you
this
ought-
happened, okay. How long would you say that took for you to come up to
Oh,
corporal?
that was about 8 months, I
Oh,
think.
8 months,
Yeah,
okay.
so that,
And now, in the meantime, over that 8 months, you're slowly going toward Cannes,
Yeah.
past Cannes,
Yeah.
toward where?
right up to Holland.
Right up to Holland,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And-
when Carpiquet was a bad place,
Carpiquet.
that's where they lost a lot of men. See, that was kind of an airfield there.
Yes, yeah.
And so they lost a lot of men
Is
there.
that near Cannes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's near Caen.
Yeah.
Now, Caen, they bombed Caen. Right,
Oh, constantly.
that was flattened that.
They leveled it,
You
yeah.
had to have dozers in there to level it off so you could get your vehicles up.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Now, how were all of you feeling then? You were now protecting the regiment or helping the
Yeah.
regiment. That's what your job was.
That was your job.
But tanks were coming at you, weren't they?
Oh, yes, tanks.
Yeah.
Tanks, flamethrowers, and
Flamethrowers.
oh yeah, they had in the outfit. There was the anti-tank and the mortars and the
Yeah.
pioneers. They looked at mines.
The pioneers looked at
Mines. They kind of mines.
What
people.
kind of mines would you hit?
Oh, there's field mines.
Yes, yeah.
That's the ones that where people lost their legs.
When you step on them,
Step
boom.
on 'em,
yeah.
yeah.
But there was another kind. Where's the
Ratchet mines.
ratchet?
That's what they
mine,
put
yeah.
for the vehicles.
Oh, and you go over it a few times even.
Well, most of them, a lot of them was like had four notches on them. See?
Yeah.
When you hit the fourth one, that's when she'd blow.
When she'd go, oh my goodness. Boy, oh boy. And what about snipers?
Oh, lots of them.
Were there? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they were thick, them fellows.
Were they?
Yeah.
And so you had to constantly watch yourself.
Oh yeah.
You didn't stick your head out of anything too much.
No.
Was there protection in the gun carrier?
Well, there's a little, but not too much.
No.
The only thing with the gun carrier is the mines.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they blow you up.
Yeah, those are mines. Then.
Now, with your gun, what caliber was it?
That what they called that six-pounder.
And how big would the bullet be?
Oh, the shell was about that long.
Yeah, and...
There was the armor piercing
yeah,
and
and explosive.
explosive, high
Okay,
explosive.
and how about an inch round, like that?
Oh no, the shell.
Oh, the shell
Yeah,
was like this?
That is for the high explosive.
Yes,
But
yeah.
the one for the
Piercing.
piercing
yeah.
about big around your thumb.
Oh, was it?
See, when you fired that, there
Yeah.
was a thing that come off of that, and then that sped up.
Oh, I see, okay.
And
yes,
when that-
Yeah,
When that
Yeah.
hit the tank, if it hit air enough,
yeah.
it whirled around
Inside the tank and
Yeah,
killed everybody
killed
in there.
everybody
yeah,
in it,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, man.
or knocked it out.
Oh, boy.
What you tried to do was hit the turret so
Yeah.
it couldn't move.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they'd have to turn the tank all the way around to
in
fire
order to
it.
fire at you. So
Yeah.
by that time you could run up
Yeah.
and, yeah. Okay.
And then explosive, well, you try to hit the track or something,
Yes.
to put the track
Out of commission,
if
yeah.
you damage the track
Yeah.
or their bogey wheel or something.
Let me ask you a question. Would you like to have been in tanks?
No, sir. No, sir, no tanks for me.
No, that's a tough one. Yeah. Oh, my. Like being in a tin can firebox. Okay, so now you are going through this hideous time
Yeah.
of battle and so on. And where are you living? In tents or in
No,
trenches?
no, you have to, in trenches.
Yeah.
In trenches, and if you're in a farmyard, you get in a barn somewhere or somebody's
oh, yes,
basement.
Okay, yeah. So you lived the best you could as
Yeah,
you went.
yeah, mostly-
Slept where you could at night.
Yeah, most generally the trenches.
Right. Now you carry a sleeping bag with you?
Oh, just a blanket.
Just, oh, wow.
Yeah, your blanket, that was they called it a 98.
Yeah.
If you got killed, that's what they wrapped you in. So you had to have that.
Oh, my gosh.
You couldn't lose that.
Okay, it must have been hot there.
Oh,
It was
terrible.
the summertime now,
Yeah,
wasn't
terrible
it? Yeah.
hot, yeah.
Terrible hot, and I suppose the stink was awful, to be blunt about it.
Wasn't too
No,
good.
I'll bet it wasn't. Boy,
Especially in
oh,
Con was terrible.
terrible, yeah. So
Yeah.
many dead around.
That was terrible there.
Now, sir, you must have walked bang into the Fallet Gap. Eh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that wasn't a good one.
that was a good place.
Yeah. So you were surrounded, what, by German troops at one point?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They bombed, I don't know how many times they bombed that gap.
Did they? Yeah.
The last time they bombed it we were within 1,000 yards.
Were you?
Yeah.
Were you?
So we could go right in after the bombing.
Yeah, and was that our Air Force or U.S.?
That was both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, they were well fortified there because that was
Yeah.
all underground and all cement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they even had a hospital under there.
Did they really?
And all kinds of canned food, enough to last for a year or two under there.
Oh,
That's the reason it was so hard to get.
Hit, of course. Now, when these planes came over and bombed, even our side you had to watch out for them too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, they bombed us once.
Did they?
Yeah,
Ooh,
we were out to reorganize outside of Con, just outside of Con,
Yeah.
and then we were moving up, going to move up to the front, and we was moving up, and there's a British soldier standing there on the sidewalk, and he said, "You don't have to worry, Jock." He said, "They're ours."
Oh.
And we only got up a little ways, and they turned around and come back and bombed us.
This is Americans, was it?
Americans.
Oh my God.
And these typhoons were up at the
Yeah.
front.
Yeah.
When they come back, they seen it, so one of them just went right up and shot one of the planes right out of the air.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could see them parachuting out.
Yeah. Now, in all this, you must have taken a few prisoners, did you?
Oh yeah, you're taking prisoners all the time.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Every
what
once in a
do you do with them? When
Oh, you just take them back send them back to headquarters. And
Oh, do you? Oh,
and
yeah.
they look after them there.
A guard takes them back, or a
Yeah,
part of
guard
your
takes 'em
guys,
back,
yeah. Well, by this time, I bet you don't have too many of your original unit with you,
No, you're losing them all the time.
are you? Yeah. Well, you're a lucky guy to be
Oh yeah, I'm
sitting
real
here
lucky.
talking to
I'm
me.
real
aren't you?
lucky.
Yeah.
Now, the best I've seen, I've taken prisoners back. I see the Chaudière Regiment.
Yes,
You heard
okay.
tell of them, didn't you?
I sure have, yes.
They was taking the prisoners back. They was riding on a motorcycle. Had the prisoners going ahead of them.
That was a good way to do it.
Didn't have
Now,
to.
the Germans had a prodigiously awful gun, didn't they?
Oh, that 88.
That was the 88.
Oh,
yeah.
that was terrible. That
Yeah.
when you heard the sound, that hit.
80, I know.
Yeah,
Oh,
that hit.
Yes.
There was no chance of getting out of the way or
No,
nothing, or
no,
high
yeah.
getting in your trench. That was it.
I had a few flirtations with that gun.
Did you? You
Yeah.
know what it's like then.
Oh, yes. They
But-
took them and put them on ships, you knew that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, spare breakers, they call
And then that moaning Minnie, they called it.
it. Oh, yeah.
You had a chance with that because you could hear the thing winding up. You had a chance to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And another thing was the buzz bombs. Did you get them?
Oh, I got buzz bombs. Yes, I got them in London. I got them after they were
Did
settled.
you? In
Oh,
London?
Yeah. Lots of them.
You could see that thing going once that flare stopped.
Flare stopped.
She was going to drop.
Take cover, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, and now, what was I going to ask you? Something about, in taking of the prisoners, they would surrender pretty easily, would they?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't,
Yeah.
by the time you
No.
got to them, they were
Only
pretty well-
ones you had to worry too much about was the SS troops.
Oh,
Because see, they wasn't supposed to be taken prisoner.
they either kill themselves
Yeah.
or try
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kill whoever, yeah.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
trained for that.
Yeah, yeah. So now, you pushed right through, didn't you, to Germany,
Yeah.
through Holland,
through Holland,
Yeah,
right
now,
up.
Holland was a bad deal too.
Oh yeah.
Because you had rivers to cross.
Yeah, and they
so-
flooded it. They bombed the dikes and let the water in.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
pretty muddy around
Well, there
there.
was many stories, and the bridge at
Yeah, the bridge was knocked in.
yeah out. And,
Yeah.
what were the names of some of the places there? There was the bridge at
Nijmegen.
Nijmegen.
Yeah, that's where the bridge was, Nijmegen.
Yeah, Nijmegen.
Then when we were there,
Yeah.
we stayed outside in an old brickyard for
Yeah.
a night or two. And we were there on the signal set. This woman would come on, and they called Mary. She called herself Mary from Arnhem.
Oh, on the radio. Yes, yes.
And
Mary
she'd
from
say,
Arnhem.
"What are you boys doing over here in this mud and water, and eating
Yeah.
bully beef and hardtack, and your wife is home having a good time?"
Time going out with the other
Said, "You
fellas."
fellas are crazy.
I know, yeah.
What are you fighting for?"
Yeah. And then there was Lord Haha was in on that.
Yes.
He would do a few
Yeah.
of those, yes. Okay, now the big battle, Scheldt Estuary, was that in Holland, wasn't it?
Holland.
The Scheldt, yes. And then, what
No, the Scheldt was just as we got into Holland.
was it? Yeah.
And then they would take you over there. They had these buffaloes.
Oh, water buffaloes?
You know, they're like a tank.
Oh, they weren't beasts or anything.
No. No, and you put your carrier in one, and the men got in the other one. They only about that far above the water.
Oh, for
So
heaven's
that's what they
sake.
took you over.
Oh, so
landed
you
you
wouldn't
over.
get...
Yeah, that's the only way you could get over there,
oh,
see?
my.
You had to get over there to fight, so
Yeah.
that's how they took you over.
Yeah.
These buffaloes. they
Yeah,
called.
were you a sound sleeper at night during all this?
You just slept whenever you could get awake.
Yes, I bet. Yeah.
Like when you took your objective, you had either 100% stand to or 50% stand.
Oh, what does that mean?
Well,
50% would sleep.
Well,
And-
you
or-
sleep for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and then the other fellow would take over for 2 hours.
Oh,
It was 100% you all stood to.
Yes, yeah.
All depends on how bad it was or
Oh,
the
yeah,
situation
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
What a life. Goodness me. So this went on for all this time.
Yeah.
From the time you landed just after D-Day, which would be in June, and now what time of year is this? You've got to be getting
In
on
the
for
winter.
And do you know that was the worst winter that they had in Europe
Oh, yeah.
in a century or something?
Snow and ice.
Oh, it must have been awful. Now, were you there
Yeah.
during all this? Boy, where did you sleep during that? How would you
Oh,
get
it's
covered?
in your trenches.
How would you keep warm?
Well, you just get this old blanket wrapped around you.
Well, it must have been an electric blanket.
And then they would, the only thing kept you warm at night, they bring up 2 ounces of rum.
Oh, well, there you
Yeah,
go.
you
Yes.
could feel that going right down to your toes.
Toes, I bet you could. And that would keep you warm for a few
Yeah, they
minutes
keep you
anyway.
warm for a little
Yeah,
while.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And then if
good.
you was lucky, somebody that didn't drink,
Yeah.
he might give you his, and that really set you up.
Oh, yes.
4 ounces you was away.
Oh, you're a bomb then. Now, do you remember another battle called the Battle of the Vosges?
Well, yeah.
You were in that, were you?
We were just we were on the outskirts of
The
that.
fringe of that.
Fringe
yeah,
of that,
that was
yeah.
a bad one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what were your feelings like during this?
Well,
Did you want to get away from it? Did you want to get through it? Were you terrified all the time, or were you used to it by this time?
Well, you're a lot of people said they was never scared, but you're
Oh,
scared all the
all
time.
the
When
time, I
when you're in attack, you're scared all the
All
time.
the time, sure.
No use to say you're not.
No,
because
sure you are.
If anybody says they're not, they're lying to you.
Yes, yes, sure they are. I know. So anyway, it wasn't a good life. You put it
No,
like that.
no life.
Okay, now a lot of your friends were killed and wounded.
Oh yes, a lot of them.
Yeah, yeah. And of course that doesn't help your feeling, does it? Right?
No.
No. Now, I suppose you were a reinforcement to begin with. Now there are reinforcements are coming up all the time
Yeah.
behind you to help
Behind you.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep up the strength.
Yeah. Well, where did this now all stop for you? It stopped.
This all stopped. We was just in German border.
Yeah.
We were moving up one day, and
Yeah.
we got word to, the signals that come word to hold up.
Hold
Stop.
up.
Well,
Okay.
it was a real nice fine day, and we laid
Yeah.
out in the field and waited.
Yeah.
About 5 o'clock, they said, move up and take your objective. Move up.
Oh, and take your ejection.
Yeah, it was,
Yes,
we
okay.
moved up, and it's got in this old farmyard, and it was
Mhm.
raining, and
Yeah.
they set up a cooker or something.
Yeah.
And about 8 o'clock that night, they said the war is over.
Good. Yeah.
Said the war is over.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't think the war was over, because off to our left,
Yeah.
they shelled all night, right up until 8 o'clock in the
The
morning.
Germans did.
Yeah, till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no war over for you then.
Didn't shell us, but they
No,
shelled
yeah,
the other
others-
outfit.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock they stopped.
They stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then were you pretty sure then it was over?
Yeah, we were sure it was over then.
Yeah, good. Okay. Now, you stayed around, did you, or did you leave immediately?
No, we moved back.
Moved back?
Yeah, we moved back then.
Back into Holland?
Back into Holland, yeah. And stayed around there.
In a cleanup, sort of?
No, well, when we moved back to Holland,
Yeah.
our job was to take these prisoners back. They had these prisoners in a great big camp.
Yeah.
So you had to go down and escort these fellas back, the whole horse and wagon. And
Where were you taking them to?
they were taking them back up towards Germany.
Oh, were they?
So I don't know where, and we took
Yeah,
them to
yeah.
another, like a holding unit, or another
and
camp,
left them there, yeah.
and left them there. So I don't know where they went from there.
Okay, boy. Now, living additions in Holland, they were starving to death, weren't they?
Oh yeah, they were
The people.
starving.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you didn't fare too well, except you had your own
Yeah,
ration.
we had our own, yeah.
Yeah.
You was all right. When you got the American rations, it was good,
Yeah, oh yeah.
real good.
Yeah.
But most of the time, we didn't get Canadian rations. We got
British rations,
British
which were
rations.
terrible, weren't they? Oh.
kidney stew and stuff like that.
Terrible.
Wasn't very good, that.
Yes, oh yeah. Well, you know, the Dutch, as you know, are so grateful to Canadians.
Oh,
And to this day, the celebrations they do
oh yeah.
are
there's a-
so wonderful. They're still, another whole generation is so grateful
Oh yeah.
to
they're all-
Canada for what
Even
they
the
made us
kids.
do. I know. They seem to be born and brought up
Yeah,
and taught
born
that.
and brought up that way.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So, of course, you were there at the time. You were one of the liberators, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, what did you do? You were 3 months in Holland, you say?
Something like that.
Yeah, and then where'd you go then?
And then we came back. We came back to England,
Yeah.
and then from there we come home.
Oh, you went back to England?
Yeah. come
Yeah,
back.
but didn't you go back again?
Yeah, but
another
I was
time
been
before?
back on tours.
Oh, no, but I mean at the time. You came back to England and drilled some more, you said.
Oh yeah, we come back.
Tell me about that,
we
because
come
that
back.
is the worst.
Oh yeah, after the war's over, they sent us, a bunch of us, back to England on this drill and duty course. Drill and duty,
You had to march a little
Yeah,
bit
Trade
around,
Square.
learn to march.
Trade Square.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why in the world would they do a thing like that?
You had a counter march across the end of Trade Square 10 minutes before they called the marker.
Oh, my heaven. After everything you've
Yeah.
been through, they worry that you can't keep
Yeah.
step.
Yeah,
Is that
so, so when you
Oh.
was, don't make a mistake.
it? Yeah.
When you made a mistake, you fall out, and there was a sergeant major and 2, 3 officers standing there, and they give you a lecture, and they put you through this drill by yourself.
And these fellows, I bet, had not been near the war.
No.
Here you
And
were.
then this was a limey camp, too.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then you fall in,
Yeah.
but don't
yeah.
make a mistake the second time.
Oh, my goodness.
You'd be somewhere scrubbing the floor.
Isn't it absurd, some of the things that they did in the army?
And then when we were there, they told us when we left the outfit, all they got to do, he said, look at your pay book, and if you got a leave doing you'll get 7 days leave plus 3 days for taking the course.
Oh.
So 2 days before we were all through, this limey sergeant come out and said, if you got a letter from your commanding officer stating that you got to leave, do you?
Yeah.
You can have it. Otherwise, you only got 3 days.
Oh.
Well, I said, we haven't got no letter. Well, he said, write back and get one. He said, how are you going to get a letter from the continent in 3 days?
Huh.
So all we got was 3 days.
Oh my God.
So I went down to Brighton,
Yeah.
and I checked my kit bag in the YMCA.
Yeah.
So I was there, and I said, I guess I'll stay 7 days. So I stayed the 7 days,
Yeah.
and before I went back, I went over to Proval Corps, and I
Yeah.
said, I've lost my kit bag up the YMCA, and I'd like
Yeah.
to have a couple of days, see if I can find it. He said,
Yeah.
all right, we'll write you out a leave for 3 days.
So
So that covered me for 6. It was only on the loose a day or so.
Day or so. Oh my
So when I
God.
went back,
Yeah.
and they had moved. It was out in Farnham, outside
Yes.
all this.
Oh yes, I know where.
And I went in and reported to the orderly officer.
Yeah.
Orderly, I said, you're on the loose.
Oh.
I said, on the loose? And I said, I don't think I'm on the loose. Oh, yes, you are. He said, you go out there and report to the guard. Well, I went out to the guard. He said, what are you out here for? Well, I said, the officer sent me in. He said, we got no idea that you're on the loose. There's no report here on you.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, he said, you go back in. So I went back in, and he said, look. He said, I'll give you a chit to get your blankets. You get shaved up.
Yeah.
I look pretty scruffy because
Yeah.
I've been drinking.
Yeah.
And he said, in the morning, I want you here at 8 o'clock because he said, you're moving.
Where'd they send you?
Oh, just down the road about 3 miles.
Oh my gosh.
And they put me in charge of a draft coming in.
Oh yeah.
These drafts coming in and put me in charge of that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't paying no mess dues, so they got after me for mess dues.
Yeah.
I said, he said, I'm going to parade you down to Paymaster and get you some money. I said, okay. I'll go down. I went down and the Paymaster said to me, he said, you got that 300 Belgian francs I gave you here a while ago? I said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
He said, that's all he's getting. He said, he's supposed to go back to Continent.
Oh, for heaven's
He
sake.
said he's not going back to Continent because he's going to stay right here in England as long as I'm here. We went back. The only way I got any English money,
Yeah.
when the draft come in, haul your tunic off and get in the draft
Yeah.
and go through the QM stores. You could get anything they had.
Oh my goodness.
So I could sell the pants to the ATS for English money. That's what I had for my beer money.
Oh my gosh. But you didn't go back to Belgium then?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah. After I used to get my name put on the roll, and then the major would take it off, and he said, the captain said, don't put that fellow's name on that roll anymore because he's staying here as long as I'm here.
Oh.
So then they decided they send me to Proval Corps.
Oh.
So they sent me down,
To
and
the Provo Corps, yeah.
I said, I made up my mind on my way down. Now I said, I'll be in detention because I'm going to, when I get there.
Yeah, I'm not going into the Provo.
He said, when he marched me in front of him, and Mr. Major, he looked up and he said, young man, he said, I hear you want to join the Provo Corps. I said, sir, you don't hear no such damn thing because I don't want nothing to do with the Provo Corps. He said, look, he said, you're not in,
Yeah.
and you're not going to be in. He said, you're going right back to the outfit where you come from. Because he said, he swore a little. He said, you'd only be here about 2 weeks and you'd be praying for me to get out. Now he said, you're out before you get in. So he said, you get it going. I told him that. I thought I'd get detention.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'd get clear of that.
Yeah. So,
I went back.
back to Belgium.
No, back to the outfit.
Back to the outfit. Okay.
Yeah, so when I got there, why, another draft going out. It was on the weekend.
Yeah.
I said, the captain, why, put my name on the top of the list. Well, he said, I don't dare to. The major sees it. He'll give me he'll railroad me.
Yeah.
Well, I said, put it in pencil. If he comes back, he can erase it out before he sees it. So it was all set.
Yeah.
Got my name on it and down, got right on the truck.
Oh,
And
boy.
moving back over to Holland.
Oh, dear.
And just as we was going down, I see the old fella coming down the parade square swinging his old swagger stick.
Yeah.
I thought I got right in the crowd so he couldn't see me. So he thought he might stop the truck.
Oh, my God.
So that's how I got out of there.
Out of there. Good for you. Good for you.
Then we got over in Holland there, and we just went on tours. And,
Did you?
oh yeah, they took us on a tour way down in France.
So there wasn't a lot of duty or anything.
Oh no,
Oh,
a little.
yeah. How long were you there?
Oh, we was there what 2-3 months there.
Were you till December then? It
Yeah,
was
and
Hey?
there,
Yeah.
and then when we was there, well, you had to do guard duty, and
Yeah.
and then the biggest problem there, you was doing guard duty, and then you was had to go down and have a charge of raising the flag, and
Oh,
if you
yeah,
got hooked for that job and lowering it, and
Yeah.
you couldn't take your tunic off, but you couldn't take your boots off and lay down because you was on duty, you see, for
Sure,
24
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
The night I was on, why, this officer said you can go to bed. He said go in and lay down. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, they come in, shook me, and got me awake. And I said,
Yeah.
what's going on? He said, we're putting on a raid,
Oh.
raiding the barracks for women.
Oh.
So there you go down,
The best raid you're ever on.
go down, go down, go down. It said, we're doing C Company tonight.
Yeah.
We got down there, and the women was running everywhere. Some fellow would run for the basement. He said to me, he said, go down the basement and get that fella. He said, you think I'm crazy? I'm not going down there after him. Then
Oh, dear.
the next 2 weeks, you had to have these fellows up for office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was the worst part of it.
First part.
Yeah, and I felt sorry because there was a young fellow there who was going to go home the next day, and they got him, and he had to stay another 28 days in detention,
Oh.
which
Anyway.
wasn't too good.
So anyway, now you go back to England from here.
Yeah, back to England,
And
Yeah.
then
and went to a holding unit there.
there, yeah.
Yeah, and they come along, and
then you're, I suppose, back on a troop ship.
well,
Go home,
we was there a week or so.
Did you? Yeah.
And then they wanted you to go out, give you leave, said you go out on these farms and work,
Oh.
and they'd pay you.
Oh, for
I said, I'm not going no farm
No,
nowhere. I'm going to
sir,
stay right
no.
here.
Yeah.
So we stayed there
Yeah.
until we got on the troop ship again. And
Yeah.
I got back on the Isle de France. Same
Did
one
you
I went
really?
over.
Yeah. Now you came back to, was it loaded with people again?
Oh, it was loaded, and
Yeah.
500 war brides.
War brides.
Yeah,
Wow.
500 of them.
Isn't that something? I didn't know that they sent them in blocks like that. Oh, and anyway, so then where'd you land?
Halifax.
Halifax.
Yeah.
And you then went
Went
where?
down to the drill hall, and
Yeah.
and they sorted you out there, and then they took you down, hit you on the midnight to come home
And where did you do?
in Aylesford, where
To
I was
Aylesford,
living.
yeah.
Uh,
But
where-
where'd you get off the train?
I got off the train in Aylesford. That's
Did
where
you?
it's called,
Oh, yeah. Who was there to greet you?
Salvation Army.
Ah, there you are.
Hot
Living-
coffee and sandwiches,
Yes.
below zero in the morning at 2
Oh,
o'clock.
isn't that wonderful? Wonderful.
They were there.
They've been there always for
Yeah.
everybody. Haven't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, now
I was home for a month.
you're home for a month.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Then I went back
Back?
to
Halifax.
Halifax, and
Yeah.
I got and they put me on the staff for the discharging people.
Oh, helping to discharge
Yeah.
people. Oh, so you're working for the Army now
Yeah.
again. Yes, well, that's good. That's good.
Stayed
And-
there. I went back there in January, last
Yeah.
of January, and I stayed there till September.
Oh, my.
I got my
long time.
discharge.
Okay. Yes, then
And-
you came back to Aylesford.
And only when we were there, well, the government seized all the canteen funds.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes, I do something about that.
Yeah. So at the end of the month, they figure out how much our mess made.
Yeah.
So we put on a free keg of beer to use up the money, and or put on a big supper. So we wouldn't have no money to put in the bank. Because if you put it in, you couldn't draw anything
Got
out.
out, of course. Yes. Okay. Now, in the meantime, you had a family when you went
Yeah,
overseas,
yeah.
didn't you? You had a wife and
Yeah.
how many kids?
I had one when I went over, or two,
Okay.
boy and a girl.
Boy, okay. Now they're in good shape now?
Oh, yes.
And they're living where? In
The
Aylesford.
No, the boy is out in Vancouver Island, and
Oh.
the girl is daughter's out in Vancouver
Oh,
Island.
for goodness
And
sake.
I only have one handy home. One
Do
girl.
you now?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The girl's a nurse out there.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh,
The boy's on a dairy farm.
yeah, but you have a happy life.
Oh, yes.
What'd you do?
When I come back,
Yeah.
when I got out of the service, I drove a truck
Mm-hmm.
for pretty near 4 years
Did
and
you?
worked on a farm.
Yeah.
I said, this is enough of this.
Yeah.
So when you joined the Army, you turned in your unemployment book.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So I thought, I'll have to go to Kentville
Yeah.
to get an unemployment. So I went in. And the girl there at the desk, she said, what'd you do with it? Well, I said, I turned it in when I joined the Army. Well, she said, we'll have to send to Ottawa and get your number.
Yeah.
I said, how long will that take? Oh, she said, a couple of months. Well, I said, how do you think if I was going to get a job in a couple of months, you know?
Yeah.
I said, is the manager in?
Yeah.
She went over and looked at her. No, he's busy. Well, I said, there's a chair there.
Yeah.
I said, I'll sit down there till noontime.
Yeah.
If I don't see him noontime, I'll be right here at 1 o'clock. And I'll be back here tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Okay.
After a while, she fooled around. She went in,
Yeah.
and she said, okay, go in. I went in. First thing I said, what outfit was you in? So I told him. He said, I had a son in that outfit.
Yeah.
Now he said, what's your problem? I said, I want to get an unemployment book.
Oh.
I said, out there, they said, you got to wait till, oh no, he said, you haven't. He said, I'll give you a book,
Yeah.
but you'll have to wait for the number, but you can still get a job.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And he said, did you draw any benefits when you got out of the Army? I said, no. Well, he said, when you go out, he said, fill out a list, he said, and draw some. I said, no, I'm looking for a job. I'm not looking for benefits, I'm looking for a job. He said, where are you thinking about going? I said, to Greenwood. My Lord, he said, we got a list here that high. Well, I said, I'm going down anyway.
Yes, good for you.
So I went down,
Yeah.
and he said, no, there might be an opening or sometime.
Yeah.
Labor work. I said, I'll take anything to get in.
Yeah. Good.
A couple days' time, the phone rang and said, be here, 1 o'clock, go to work. If you want to work for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
If you come for 2 weeks, I said, yes,
Yeah.
I'll come for 2 weeks. So
And when did you finish?
I went down 33 years later, and I never lost a day.
Never lost a day.
No,
eh?
never laid off.
That's the best 2-week job you ever had.
So I worked a year, labor work, and
Yeah.
then I got a job in the heating plant.
Oh.
I had it.
Yeah.
I had a 4th class ticket, and then
Yeah.
I studied and wrote exam for a
Yeah.
3rd class.
Yeah.
So I went up there. That's where I
Oh,
ended my
okay.
career right there.
What's that medal right there?
This is a Jubilee medal.
Jubilee medal. Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yeah. The others I think I recognize.
Do you recognize
Yeah.
that one in there?
No, what is this one right here?
That's a Normandy medal.
Normandy medal.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Have you?
Yeah, I got one of those. But, yeah, I just stubbed my toe and they gave me one. Anyway, when did you retire? 1980 something.
83, I think. it
Did you?
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, good, good. Well, Clyde Gouldon, it was a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, it was
And you had I think, a wonderful life and a very
Yeah.
wonderful career, and you're a lucky man.
Yes,
as I
I'm
said
real
before.
lucky.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's really nice to meet
And
you.
I'm so glad that you were part of it all, but I also glad you got through it.
Yeah.
Now, you still make pilgrimages and so on?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you? Oh, that's wonderful. Do you go over to Holland?
Yes, I've been over twice. I was
Yeah.
over. We had the outfit put a tour on over to Holland.
Oh,
In
good.
Macomb, that's one place where we
Good.
liberated.
Yeah.
And when they met us at the airport with 2 buses. There was 82 of us.
Oh,
And when we got up there, they said, all right, get off of the bus
yeah.
and go into the restaurant. Don't worry
Yeah.
about your luggage. We'll look after your luggage.
Isn't that great?
And when we went in the restaurant, there
Yeah.
was a band playing,
Yeah.
And there was 3 bakers there, and there was tables was all lined up with cheesecake
Yeah.
and coffee. You could have all the cheesecake and coffee you
Oh,
wanted.
great.
So that's where you met your hostess.
Yes, yeah. Now, there was a story we missed. There was a wonderful story you told me about Father
Hickey.
Hickey.
Father
Will you
Hickey.
tell us
That was in
Yeah.
France.
That was in France. It was a reunion. though,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
another reunion.
Yes,
That was.
okay. Yeah.
I'll finish telling you about this.
Oh,
one
yes,
holiday.
okay, yeah.
And when we come out, there was your suitcases all lined up.
Yeah?
All you had to do was pick them up, and your hostess took you home.
Isn't that wonderful?
Stayed
So
all
they really
private homes.
look after you. Oh,
But the only thing was real cold.
was it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, had a little heater downstairs. That
Yes, yeah.
kept-
Oh,
But
yeah.
upstairs there was no heat.
No.
So they had 2 cots up there, single cots for
Yeah.
me and the wife to sleep on.
Oh, my God.
It was so cold, so we both slept in one. Now
Okay.
this other,
Father Hickey. Yeah.
well, we were. See, before he went over, they was getting ready for this monument, put up
Yes,
a
oh,
monument
yes, okay.
outside of Caen. Out
Yeah.
in Canaan is where
Yes,
they're going to
yes.
put it up. But the one fellow that was looking after it over there, he passed away.
Ah,
So it took another 3 years for to get it organized back and forth.
finished, yes.
And he was staying in a nursing home, you see, and the doctor didn't want him to go over.
Oh,
He said, look, he said, I lived an extra 3 years, he said, for to dedicate this monument, and he said, I'm going over with my men and do it.
isn't it wonderful?
And when we got in London, there was kind of a zigzag around to go through
Yeah.
customs, and Ed Moore said, Father Hickey, I'll get you a wheelchair. He said, I don't want no wheelchair. He said, I'm going right along with my men. So they dedicated the monument on a Sunday.
Yeah.
He dedicated it and gave a nice speech. And after the speech, they opened up the school and put on a big feed, everything imaginable to eat and drink. And he gave a big speech down there.
Yeah.
So they were staying downtown at a motel, and we were staying outside. So we were supposed to meet at a certain cemetery the next morning. We got there and waited a half an hour, no bus. And after a while, the bus come, and Ed Moore got out, and he said, I'm awful sorry we were late. Because he said, Father Hickey passed away last night.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He just
But
made it.
how many people live to do something that the last thing that they want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But there was kind of hassle to bringing. See, over in France, if you die in bed, it's all right. But they found him on the floor. So they had to have, what do they call it?
The sacraments or something? No? What was it? They had an inquiry.
Yeah, had to have an inquiry before they could. So they had that. See, and then when they sent him home, see, the family wanted to open the caskets, but you can't open the casket because it's been sealed.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Once it's sealed, they won't open it.
no, okay.
But they wanted it open, but they didn't get it open.
It's quite a story. Now, sir, you had that reunion with your regiment,
Yeah,
the North Shore in New Brunswick.
yeah.
Well, thank you
And
for
thank
coming
you.
today.
Nice to meet you.
And I hope that your family and you enjoy this tape, which I think you will.
I hope you good health. So.
Bless you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Clyde Gouldon, and we've been hearing about his career in the Canadian Army as part of Comrades in Arms, our interviews with our members of the Royal Canadian Legion, number 98 at Kingston, Nova Scotia. And I'd also, before we go, like to thank Eastlink Communications, who is our cable company, for all the help they are in us doing these tapes. They couldn't do more, and it's most helpful and very professional and wonderful. And thank you.